Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. I let my recent finds stack up on me again, so I got a whole lot to show. Probably 75% of the stuff is stuff people brought in on trade at my pop-ups and stuff, which people kind of get, they know what I like and so they bring it, which is good, but also a little dangerous because that's stuff I really don't want to sell, I want to keep. So anyways, most of this stuff I'm keeping. But I'm going to show all the grails up front that I've got. I've got just a few that I've been looking for a long time I'm really excited about. So the number one is this Lee Morgan, The Cooker. This is an incredible jazz album if you're not into jazz. Lee Morgan is just one of my favorite jazz musicians in the world, and this is my favorite album of his. This is an original first pressing with the 63rd Street label. Oh my gosh. But it's an incredible shape, probably excellent shape, I'd say, and it's just these. Look this up, see what these go for. This is a real deal. It is a serious grail. I know I throw that term around and people make fun of me for that, but this one really is. This is one I never thought I'd have, so I'm really excited about that. The next one here is Mercy D. Walton, Pity and a Shame. This is an incredible blues piano player. This album has like piano and harmonica on it. This is one of those blues guys that he never really made it big. He worked in the field during the day, every day during the week, and then the weekends he went out and played music. But the dude is just phenomenal. Mercy D. Walton. This is an original on Bluesville, the Prestige Bluesville label. This is killer. This is great stuff, and it's super hard to find. So this is one that a friend of mine said he had it, and I'd seen it before, but had never heard it, and I listened to it. I was like, man, I gotta have that. So my blues, I'm getting a little bit of a soft spot again for blues. I mean, I always have, but I'm really getting into like the original blues stuff, and then like jazz as well. Speaking of blues, this is one I've been looking for a really long time. I first saw this on Zeke the Vinyl Geek. Saw it on his YouTube channel. He showed this in during one of his live videos or something, and it looks so cool. This is Dave Allen, the man, Colorblind. This is not Davey Allen and the Arrows Dave Allen. This is Rockin' Dave Allen, which is a totally different person. And he grew up in Texas. He was a Texas guitar player. Kind of moved around a little bit. Came back to Texas. He got signed to international artists, and he wrote this album. He wrote 11 songs put on this album. They went in the studio with him and some members of the 13th Floor Elevators to back him. They went in the studio, they recorded the album. It was an international artist. They put out incredible Psych stuff, mainly known for the 13th Floor Elevators. And they did 12 albums, the last album being Lightning Hopkins with the 13th Floor Elevators. And Freeform Patterns is what that's called. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. This was the 11th album they put out, so next to last. When they put this out, they didn't have a whole lot of money to promote it, and they were like facing bankruptcy at the time, so they barely did any promotion on it. And this album was pretty much a total flop. Dave Allen had put everything in this album, sunk his life into it, and it was just a total flop. He was depressed about it. He was upset about it. But they're like, you know what? Let's go back and do a second album. So this came out in '69. 1970, he went in to do a second album. And halfway through recording the album, he'd only recorded 5 tracks. Halfway through the album, they shut down international artists, so he never got to finish it. And a lot of the tracks got lost. I think 2 of them survived and 3 of them got lost. But this is just an incredible album. First pressing, super hard to find. It's, I mean, you got to hand it to him. A lot of the white guys that were playing blues at that time were stealing the blues songs or just covering songs or whatever. He wrote 11 original blues songs. They're great. He's a great guitar player. This is a really good album. I really like it. If you like, it's like fuzzy guitar stuff, but it's not rock. It's blues. So really good stuff. A good friend of mine works at a record store in South Carolina, and he brought in some really good Psych stuff to trade me the other day at my pop-up. This is a awesome album called Orphan Egg. Just a killer Psych record. I've been looking for it for a long time. Everybody that has a copy seems like they're beat up, and even beat up ones are hard to find. This is in the shrink near mint copy. It's absolutely beautiful. This guy had bought in a collection that was just original Psych stuff. A lot of stuff was promos. Everything was like mint. So this one, highly recommend this. It's a great, I mean, this is a Psych grail, I would say. Incredible stuff. They're not cheap when you find them. They're super hard to find. So that one is staying with Daddy, which is me. That's what I call myself sometimes. This one, Pulse. It's incredible Psych. This one is right up my alley. Really great guitar work. Great sounds coming out of this thing. This is on Poison Ring Recordings. This is an original promo. This is just a heavy Psych record. I think the band's out of Connecticut, I think. But really good stuff. And this is one I've been after for a long time. Really hard to find. He brought it, and thank you so much, man. Excited about that. And then this one, you might have seen this one around the vinyl community here. The Yesterday's Folks. This is a, it's called US 69. Really good Psych record. Really strong. This one's a classic. You see Psych album top 100 lists or whatever. This one's usually on there. Really good album. This one's not as hard to find as the other two, but still I haven't found it yet. So I was excited to get that one. It's super clean. This is a Vander Graaf generator. H to he who am the only one. So hard for me to remember how to say that. But this is an incredible prog rock album. This is an original UK press on Charisma. This is a good one I've been looking for a while. Actually, don't tell anybody, but I have the CD. I bought a collection that had that CD in there, so I've had that in my car. Really like this. This sounds like a little bit like, parts of it sound a lot like Court of the Crimson King to me. I really like this album and was excited to get it. So that was a trade-in as well. And then Silver Apple's Contact. It's a really great kind of symphonic Psych record. Another one I've been looking for a while is this, The Pretty Thing, self-titled. This is a Canadian pressing on Fontana. Been looking for this. Pretty Things is just incredible. Psych band. This is one that's been missing from my Japanese pressing collection. I'm trying to get all my Pink Floyd Japanese pressings. I have almost all of them, if not all of them. I've got, I don't know. I got to pull them out and look. I can't remember. But this one's really hard to find, momentary lapse of reason, and it's expensive when you do find it, so I was excited to grab that one. Allman Brothers, Where It All Begins. This is a 1994 album of theirs. This is a reissue on Music on Vinyl. This one is when Warren Haynes was with them. Great lineup. Warren Haynes, Dickie Betts. Great. Just I love all eras of Allman Brothers. I really like that one too. This is Josephus. Not Dead Yet. This is on like a gold vinyl. Josephus was a really awesome hard rock Psych, incredible mind-blowing band. This is unreleased studio sessions from 1978. This is a numbered, I don't know, serial numbered reissue type thing, but yeah, this is killer stuff. I mean, if you like stuff like Solo Baltimore, Barbed Wire Sandwich, stuff like that, this is the good stuff. Josephus. 13th Floor Elevators. What's this one? Fire in My Bones. This is a bootleg, and this is like a bunch of. It's a compilation of bootleg recordings from 1966 to 1967, live shows. Pretty good stuff. I listened to the first side of it. Some of the recordings aren't great. Some of them are. So, this is a reissue on Raven of the Chocolate Watch Band, Inner Mystique. This is great stuff. Chocolate Watch Band is a classic. Incredible Psych band. Their stuff is notoriously unaffordable and unfindable. So I have not found any original Chocolate Watch Band stuff, but I'm excited to in the future because I know it'll happen. I believe it. This is the only Fever Tree I didn't have. This is Fever Tree for sale, but this one's not for sale because I'm keeping it. This is a white label promo. Awesome. Fever Tree, not much to say about it. Great Psych band. All their albums are super strong. I've been looking for this one for a good long time. This is Leviathan. I really love this. What drew me to this initially a few years ago, I found this, was the name, Leviathan. As a kid, I grew up in church, and I was fascinated by Leviathan. You can see here, there's like a Bible on the back. This is, I wasn't meaning to share this story, but in the Bible, I was always fascinated. There was a scripture, I think it's in Job, where he talks about the Leviathan. And it's this prehistoric dinosaur of a creature that swims in the water and it looks probably like this. So anyways, it just fascinated me as a kid, just the description of this thing. And it was one of the very few times in the Bible that anything like dinosaurs were mentioned. So that name Leviathan, I was like, ooh, and I listened to it. And the music matches. This hard rock, great record. I've been looking for it for a couple years. It's one of those things I could have just, went on eBay and found one, but I was glad to finally find one. Somebody brought it in on trade. This one is the Grateful Dead live from Fillmore 1970. This is a homemade cover. Somebody made that. With bootlegs, you get that a lot, but this is one, I know I've talked about these trademark of quality colored vinyl deals. This is a really nice example of that. And it was just in a generic sleeve, and the previous owner decided to spruce it up a little bit. Like there's a nice magazine picture they pasted on there, Jerry Garcia. See if there's, on the inside they wrote a bunch of stuff. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I think because it was all drawn all over and homemade, it was really cheap. I got it for a really good price. It's one of those things that if they're in really good shape, these can be worth a couple $100. But this one, I mean, the vinyl's in great shape. It's just got a weird cover. A few more. I got this Psych band. It's called White Elephant. I've actually not heard this yet. Somebody traded this in and I wanted to listen to it before I sold it, so I haven't heard it yet. Looking forward to spinning that one. I'll quickly go over this. A lot of times I get these from a friend of mine. This is the Top Hat Records. This is a Pink Floyd show. This one is live in Quebec, Canada, November 10th, 1971. It's got that. It's got a bunch of posters and inserts and stuff like that. I'm not going to go nuts and show you everything because it would take me a while, and you guys are here to see all sorts of stuff. But it's got really beautiful colored vinyl with it. Just the way that they do things. They only press like 100 copies of each bootleg that they do. This is a 3 LP. And just the way that they package stuff and print stuff, it is top-notch quality. So every time one of these comes out, it doesn't matter what it is, I buy it. And not everyone can buy them because you kind of have to know somebody. So I'm really excited to get that one. And they put this one out at the same time. This one is called Pink Floyd, The Great Gig in Bobligan. I said Great Giggling. But this is a box set. It's the first box set I've ever seen them do. They might have done one before, but I didn't get it. And check out this vinyl, man. That's the first LP, the second LP, and the third LP. And it comes with a ton of pictures and stickers and just a lock of David Gilmour's hair. No, I'm checking this from that. It'd be sweet if it did. But anyways, that's really great stuff. I wanted to show you guys that really quickly. Just got those. Also got a bunch of jazz stuff. I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I can. Been meaning to show this stuff for a while. I just haven't had the chance. This is a Etta James compilation on Crown Records. Pretty cool stuff. This is the High Priest, Thelonious Monk. Thelonious Monk is up there amongst my absolute favorite jazz musicians. This is Pharoah Sanders, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of this album, but it starts with a T and ends with an Ahmed. This is a reissue Impulse label, but I love that Pharoah Sanders. This is Horace Silver Sextet, Judy Grind. This is a Blue Note pressing. It's a pretty sweet gatefold. Miles Davis in a Silent Way, 2i pressing of that, and these are all, they always come, almost always, with wicked ringware, but there it is. This is John Coltrane and Pharoah Sanders live in Seattle together. It's an Impulse label. You got Miles Davis, Miles Ahead, Gil Evans, with a beautiful 6i. Just look at that and say, look at this. That's a great record. I don't even know if I have that. I used to have it. This is an original 6i of Sketches of Spain. Trying to decide if I'm going to get all the Miles 6i's that are available, or the original master recordings, or you know what, I might just do both and just say deal with it. Just deal with it. This is Lou Donaldson, Say It Loud. I had this a while back and sold it. This is on the Blue Note label with the most annoying thing in the world, which is a Unipack sleeve. Can I get a hallelujah there? Miles Davis, Quiet Nights 2i. This is a pristine vinyl copy of that. This is Miles Davis, Someday My Prince Will Come. And just look at that 6i. Oh, so nice. This is Clifford Brown and Max Roach at Basin Street. I had a copy of this a while back, but good old Tunes from the Man Cave twisted my arm and got it for me, so I'm glad to have another one. And then this is Sun Ra, Nothing Is. This is actually still sealed. It's Bass Records. I think it's an Italian pressing. And then this is a couple blues. This is Albert King. I want to get funky. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to get funky? And if you can put this on, you're going to get funky because Albert King is the man. One of my favorite guitar players. No joke. And this one, last but not least, is this beautiful B.B. King live at Cook County Jail. Now, this is not one of your really expensive blues records, but this is so good. I didn't buy this when I was a kid. I had a copy. Long story. If you listen to my podcast, you might have heard it. But this old man gave me his whole record collection when I was a kid, and this was my favorite record that came out of that collection. And I somehow over the years sold it or lost it or something, and didn't have it anymore. I've been wanting it for years and years, and finally got it. So I just love the texture on it. It feels like denim even though it's not. But yeah, so the way he talks to the inmates and stuff while he's singing, it's just great. Great crowd interaction. I love B.B. King, but this is probably my favorite B.B. King record. And I know it's a live record, but that's what it is. The rest of this stuff is Led Zeppelin stuff. I know I'm nuts on Led Zeppelin, and I've showed a bunch of Led Zeppelin stuff recently. I've just been getting a lot. So this guy's a big Led Zeppelin collector. He's got a ridiculous collection, and he traded me all these. So I got like 13 or 14 Led Zeppelin records here. And I also got some bootlegs recently, but I showed them in my Led Zeppelin bootleg collection video that I did the last video, and I already reshelved them, so I don't even know where they are. But this first one is just a regular old, I think this is just a US pressing of Led Zeppelin 1. I'm going to sell that one for sure. This is one I've been looking for a really long time. It usually has a black OBI or OB, however you want to say it. People ridicule me for that. Jeez. But this is a first Japanese pressing. And do you notice anything wrong with the names there? If you know anything about Led Zeppelin, you'll see that all of them are wrong, except for Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page is the only one who's credited as the right person. So this is kind of a famous mistake. This is a gatefold, which is crazy. It's got all the Japanese stuff. This is the only gatefold Led Zeppelin 1 that I've ever seen. I mean, there might have been some reissues that had them, but and look at that really sweet label on there. This is a Japanese pressing. This one's not in perfect shape, but it's in pretty good shape. This one is one of those brown and purple first U.S. pressings, and I gotta apologize to Jam on Vinyl. He wants this, so I'm trying to make that deal happen, and I just remembered just now, so sorry, Mike. I'm gonna get to you about it. And this one is a New Zealand pressing of Led Zeppelin 2. It's got this super flimsy cover. Look at this gatefold. Is that not the gnarliest thing you've ever seen in your life? I know I'm a Led Zeppelin nerd, but that's just sweet. Really cool. Those green labels are awesome. And it's got the Gold Record Award sticker, but they're triangular. So a lot of the New Zealand and Australian pressings are very similar. This one, I believe, is also New Zealand, but it's got that green label as well, and it's got that inside cover. So I'll probably sell one of those. This is a copy of Led Zeppelin 2. It's a Japanese pressing with that label. These early Japanese pressings are really sought after. This is a Spanish pressing of Led Zeppelin 2, and look at that label. That like lavender and red label. My gosh, it's beautiful. Yeah, when I saw that label, I was like, Yeah, staying with me. This is not a gatefold, just regular, and that's what the back cover looks like. So you guys know I'm in nerd Led Zeppelin heaven right now. This is a first Canadian press on that red Canadian Atlantic label. And this is, I believe, a Argentinian pressing of Led Zeppelin 2, and I believe this one, it says mono/stereo, so I can't remember which one it actually is. I think it's actually stereo, but it says mono/stereo. This is the this is just an original Led Zeppelin 3 first U.S. press. I'll sell that one for sure because I got a ton of those. This one is, I believe, the original Canadian pressing. This, I believe, might be a second pressing. It's got that super red label, but this is a first Canadian. It's got a little bit of a deeper red label, Led Zeppelin 3. Other than the label, it's the same as a U.S. pressing, really. And then this is another Canadian Zeppelin 3. So a lot of the doubles that I have, I'm going to sell. And some of that stuff I already have doubles of, so I'll sell. So a lot of that stuff is being sold. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time to sit through this super long video about my vinyl finds. I hope you guys enjoy these. If you did enjoy the video, subscribe, send me a comment, tell me what you thought, and we'll see you guys next time.